Instagram fam? What's good, guys? Let some of y'all start to jump on here. Yo. What's good? What's good, Ash? What's up, Jack? How y'all doing? Love. What's up? Yo. Yeah. I love it. I love everybody's jumping on. Let me get some hearts right now for everybody who's taking some time, taking some energy to be present with me, to jump on with me. So I want us all to kind of just jump on here and talk a little bit about adversity. I think it's probably one of my favorite topics to chop it up about, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for all the adversity. What's good, Becky? Yay, Erica's on here. I see you. Yes, Mooch, what up? Yeah, that's the fam. The fam's jumping on. That's what's up. Real quick, everybody, just share real quick where you're at right now in the world, and if you want, share one win. Share like a win that you've had this week. It could be the smallest thing, it could be the biggest thing, it could be personal, it could be business, but share a win. Let's celebrate each other real quick before we talk about adversity. Something that I'm so grateful for. Yo, we got New Zealand in the house. That's what's up. We got New Jersey repping my people. Yeah, Angie Bevel. Okay, repping Bevel. What's good? We got Brazil up in here. Brazil. Yes. We got Vegas up in here. We got Portland up in here. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Colorado. Fire. Yeah, it's about to be beautiful. I'm out here in LA. The sun is setting. My favorite time of day. Right around 6 o'clock, you hear these like bells going off. And we got Texas. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Definitely share some wins. So, guys, I wanted to jump on here and talk real quick because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put on my Insta story this morning, and I was like, I might as well just share it with all of you. But yesterday I had a day of adversity. I had a really rough day, and I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday was one of those days. Let me know if you have felt this way, but yesterday was one of those days where I let my ego. I had this doubt kind of starting to kick in, and for whatever reason, I just started feeling like I'm not doing enough. There's just not enough time, and then it just went into this like crazy loop of feeling as if like I'm just not where I'm supposed to be. Like I'm just failing in some way. I thought about like leaders create leaders and all the work that's gone in over the past 4 or 5 years. If you guys are new to follow me, I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years, but over the past 5 years, I've really started to tap into my purpose and of being a mentor and the passion that I have of being a mentor to this generation with everything that I've learned throughout my career. But yesterday was just one of those days where I started questioning like, why am I not further along? Why haven't I done more for the community? As season 6 is approaching, I just was like, man, we should have the pilot out by now. I started feeling like there's just so much more that needs to be done. And I just started getting depressed, to be honest. As much as yesterday was an amazing day too, I had Melissa, one of my clients, come and we hiked. I got invited by my boy Lewis House to his documentary. Externally, you probably thought everything was good. You just probably, you never think like anything was wrong. But internally, I was super depressed. I was super down on myself. I was doubting myself. And it's crazy to me because I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but I'm like, yo, I have done so much work. Not only do I coach on this, but I've done so much work spiritually, emotionally. Like I've done so much work to put myself to know when that voice comes through. And I'm like, yo, how can I allow my ego to take over right now and allow me to doubt myself? And I realized that, like, no matter what, that's going to happen. Like, we all have these days. We're going to always have those days where you're going to have those rough days where you doubt yourself or you have some kind of fear of failure. Maybe you feel like an imposter. Maybe you feel like there's not enough time to accomplish what you want to accomplish in a day. You know, maybe you feel like you're not good enough. Maybe you're afraid of failing. Maybe you're afraid of disappointing people. You know, there's just going to be those days where some of this stuff kind of really kicks in, and it happens to everybody. And what I realize is that even when that happens, I don't care how much work you have done, but when that happens, how you respond to it is genuinely what matters. And although yesterday I was like, yo, I almost felt like I was like a failure. I don't know. It was like the weirdest thing, you know, and I started comparing myself. I started getting caught on Instagram. I started just going in this deathward spiral. And, you know, I just, luckily, like I will say one thing that I realized is like, it is so important for you to acknowledge when you're in these moments of adversity, when you're in these moments of doubt, acknowledge it and really like sit with it and like allow to think through like what really is coming up for you. And for me, that was a hard thing for me to do yesterday, was to create stillness, to actually be with myself. But I think it's just really important for you to be able to do that, to like really think through like, why is this coming up? Where is this feeling of insignificance coming from? Or this fear coming from? And then I realized that like how important it is for me to have a strong circle. And you know, luckily I was able to kind of open up to a couple people that I'm really close with, people on my team. And one of the things that I realized about leadership is that vulnerability is one of the strongest characteristics of a leader. I mean, everyone talks about obviously being relentless and pushing through and, you know, 100% like being able to step into the fear and being able to push through and take action. Like that all matters. And I'll get to that, right? Like today was like, okay, picking myself up, pushing through, going another day. But sometimes, you know, what I realize is like, you just got to be vulnerable and know that like, that's okay too. Like it's okay to have those days and then actually be honest about what you're feeling. And that could be honest with a loved one, be honest with, you know, your friends, be honest with, you know, your team. Like I started opening up to my team, and I used to fear like if I opened up and showed vulnerability to my team, you know, what would they think? I'm the leader, right? But ultimately by me doing that, they started to support me. They started to, you know, to really be there, to listen and to really guide me and to remind me about what my purpose is, what our purpose is, what our why is with Leaders Create Leaders, and how far we've really come. And, you know, I was blessed to be able to have certain people in my life that just reminded me in God's divine plan. Like we all have this specific, you know, to us, no one else will understand it, but God has a very specific plan for each and every one of us. And our journey is going to be different from everybody else. And nobody's going to understand your journey but you. Nobody. And I just genuinely believe that, like, God's going to put these challenges in front of us. You know, he's going to challenge us. It's not going to be easy. But ultimately, it's what makes us unique are these challenges. It's what creates the story. And I realized, like, I wouldn't be where I am throughout my entire life without all the adversity I've gone through. I mean, I've always been an underdog. I've always had odds stacked against me since I was young, when I was a young hustler, when I was, you know, not the smartest kid in school, to, you know, my first failure in business, you know, to just losing millions of dollars during the recession and bouncing back to start EliteDaily.com. And like so many different aspects of my life, ups and downs, ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. And it's what made me, every single time it's made me stronger. I've realized that. So like, I want to let you guys know that if you're ever in those moments, remember that like, cherish it. Cherish the adversity. Like realize that like, that's a gift from God that's giving you adversity to really see, do you have the ability to sit with it, acknowledge it, be present with it, respect it, and then ultimately take ownership of it. Because you have the ability to not let that voice, that story, that limiting belief to control the truth of who you are, what's in your heart, what's in your soul, what you're meant to do. And all you got to do is you got to harness that fear, harness that pain, harness that, you know, that doubt, and turn that into fuel. And remember why you are actually feeling the way you feel. Most of the time it's because we care so much. Like the reason why I felt the way I did yesterday is because I care so fucking much about you guys. Like, I genuinely want to see you succeed. My life, my legacy is about being a mentor to help, to bring light to your truth, to your purpose, to your ability to go out there and make your dreams come true, to create what success looks like for you, a reality. And I care so much that I'm like always wanting to do more. And I sometimes forget how far we've come, how far I've come, and to be present in the moment, because that's all we got. All we got is right now, you know? Like, there's always going to be more. We're always going to be chasing, trying to become better. But, you know, it's real mastery, I think, comes from whether in the ups and downs, being able to be present in that moment, acknowledge it, and just cherish it. You know, I think that all the pain I've been through in my life, through breakups with loves of my life, to partnerships breaking off, like me losing tons of money, you know, friends dying, you know, family members passing away, just all the adversity in my life, like, has always made me stronger. And I feel so blessed that I have another day. I have another day to respond to it. I have another day to feel, to step into it and become stronger. So I just wanted to let you guys know, man, that, like, even you may see from the outside, you know, I'm a multi-millionaire, I travel the world, I got it all figured out, I'm out here living in a mansion out in LA, and you may think I got it all figured out a lot of times, but we're all human. I don't care who it is, like, we're all human. We all go through these times, these moments where, you know, we may have that doubt, or we may have, you know, some kind of that fear, that whatever that voice that may come up, that ego that may be talking, but it's how you respond to it that really genuinely matters. And you know, for me, I just got grounded in my practice. I got grounded today waking up, got grounded in my meditation, got grounded in writing. I got grounded in reminding myself that way about, again, like, just how far I came and what's my why. Why am I doing what I do? You know, it's not for significance, it's not for any other reason, but to every single day to create an impact, one person at a time. And I think the one thing that really impacted me, if I'm being really honest, was, like, I feel like I want to do more for the Latino community. You know, and I feel like I haven't done enough for the Leaders Create Leaders community. Yes, we have our Trusted Advisor Network. We have our event next week. We're coaching clients, but, like, I want to get back into, like, doing some free meetups. I want to start activating our community. I want to get season 6 launched, and I just want to give back, and I want to give back to the youth. You know, I realize how important the youth is to me. So there's just a couple different things that I just realized that, like, you know, these are opportunities. As much as I was down on myself, like, it's an opportunity for me to now step up and take more responsibility as a leader, to step into these feelings that I was having, and realizing, like, okay, God was showing me that, like, all right, you really care, like, then just take action. Start getting more involved in the Latin community. Start doing more for the youth, right? Start doing more free meetups for the Leaders Create Leaders community. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, just, you know, and be all stuck in my emotions. I'm going to do something about it. And I think that's where real leadership steps in. It's like, be vulnerable, recognize why you're feeling the way you are, look at it as an opportunity, and then step into it and do something about it. And that's what I've done throughout my entire life. Anytime I've had adversity, anytime it took me to step up and have the resilience, it was me, like, not sitting back and, you know, just letting that fear overtake me and become paralyzed and not doing anything about it. So many people get paralyzed. You know, so for me, I'm going to just take action, you know. So anyways, guys, I want to take some questions. I'm down to even bring a couple of people on here and talk adversity. So anything in New York City, yeah, I'll definitely have something in New York City more come springtime. So, and like, I'm, you know, real talk, like, I need you guys, man. This is a co-creation. So if you're down with the movement, you're down with Leaders Create Leaders. I mean, it's been 5 years since we've been building Leaders Create Leaders. We need to do more as a community. So I ask you to get involved, be a part of Leaders Create Leaders. Like, that's, you know, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than a show. It's a movement. It's about every single one of us stepping forward and being a part of this movement. So, you know, if you guys want to host a meetup in your city, if you want to get involved, you want to be, you know, you want to volunteer, you want to be a part of the nonprofit and give back to the youth, you know, I definitely want to hear from all of you guys. So all you got to do is just shoot me a message, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email. And then if you guys are interested in learning more about ways to also work with me, you just guys let me know. Shoot me a DM and I'll let you know. But let's get some questions going in here. What motivated you to keep going in your business? I feel, as far as like what kept me motivated, I think it's just the feeling of like I want to fully embrace Gerard Adams. Like, I don't want to go a day without giving it my all, because I genuinely believe, and I have people who love me in my life that tell me to stop talking like this and thinking like this, but for instance, like Kobe Bryant passing away, like really made a really big impact on me, and we really genuinely don't know when our time is up. So like for me, what motivates me to keep going in business is impact, and making a difference in people's lives. It's like, it's bigger than money. It's, of course I want to be wealthy, and I want to continue to elevate in those ways externally. But for me, like, it's fulfillment in the impact and knowing that I can actually change people's lives. Like when some of you guys stop me and you guys let me know that our content has inspired you, I mean, it pushes me to keep going, and then, like I said, I 100% want to give it my all. While I have this time on earth, I want to give it my all to being the greatest Gerard I can be. Be your own GOAT. What do you think of Dr. Joe Dispenza? Yeah, I mean, he's legendary. I want to get him on season 6. I want to definitely bring him on to the Leaders Create Leaders. And I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. I love all these conscious leaders that are, educating people truly on just like how the mind and the body and the spirit like truly works, and how to activate it, how to optimize our human potential. So he's pretty amazing. How did you find your purpose? It actually happened in one of my darkest moments, and I think that's another reason why adversity is so important. It's like you can tap into your why, you can tap into your purpose. And for me, it was like after I sold my company, I literally got depressed because I was like, okay, now I got all the money, I sold my company, now what? And I realized that like my business, wasn't truly who I am. Like I needed to rethink like, what is my identity, Gerard Adams? And for me, I think each and every single one of us has the purpose to make the world a better place through your gift. So for me, it was just tapping into that. Like for you, that's what it is. Like I feel like all of us have a purpose to make the world a better place through your gift that you were specifically, uniquely given. Every single one of us has that. So for me, when I sold my company, I got depressed and I had to figure out like who Gerard Adams is. I really had to, go and do the inner work. And that was like me going and working with plant medicine, me starting to meditate, me starting to get closer to source, closer to God, closer to, just like who am I and what is the legacy that I want to lead and live. How do you overcome fear, bro G? So yeah, like for me, overcoming fear, again, I think it's acknowledging it, like really thinking and acknowledging like what is the fear and where does it stem from. A lot of times the fear, when we acknowledge it, it really genuinely is from some kind of conditioning from when you were young. And if you can pinpoint where that belief comes from, a lot of times it's because we grew up being conditioned to think a certain way because of our parents or because of those teachers or because of some, your environment when you grew up. Or a lot of times it's fear of other people's judgment, right? Like the fear of not being good enough. And it's like when you can acknowledge like, okay, where is this genuinely coming from? And realizing that it literally is just a story, that it is, that it doesn't really truly exist. It's something that you have created, a perception and a story that you are telling yourself over and over and over again. And you're like actually manifesting it in your life. And for me, like overcoming it's a daily practice. It's not as easy. It's not like there's a secret or magic to just overcome fear. It takes you to every single day to start taking action and doing things that are going to have you take ownership of your life. And for me, that's waking up, I wake up about 6 a.m. every morning. I meditate as soon as I wake up, and I visualize my day with affirmations. Today I'm going to be powerful. Today I'm going to be present. Today I'm going to have confidence. Today I'm going to, bring as much value as possible to my community. And I start to visualize, like, how's my day going to go? I meditate through that. I breathe through that meditation, and then I journal. Then I take a cold shower. Then I exercise. And I'm just nurturing and creating those habits that allow me to reaffirm and to change that pattern of you telling yourself that you're not good enough, or whatever that fear genuinely is. And then it's like focusing on the small wins. And for me, that's so important. Like, get some small wins. Like, I don't care if it's making your damn bed. Get some small wins. Get that first sale in your business. Launch that. Go and get that LLC. Go and send out that email. Go and make that post, about your purpose on social media. But get some small wins. And, and then ultimately, you got to just realize that, like, to overcome anything, you have to do with the most uncomfortable, uncertain, hard thing to do. It's easy to take the easy way out, but the moment that you start doing the thing that scares you the most, on the other side of that fear, you'll always recognize the growth. So that's what I mean by stepping into it. You want to overcome it, step into it. Like, think through, like, what's the worst thing that can actually happen by you taking a shot? So what? It doesn't work. And then what? Failure truly is only failure if you give up. And my whole entire career has been me not giving up. My whole entire career has been, even when something didn't work, I adapted and I went and I tried something new. I tried a new way. So you just got to course correct and adapt. So the worst thing that you can do in regards to fear is nothing. What is the cost of you doing nothing? What is the cost of inaction? Think about that. What does that cost? What would it look like in a week from now, in 2 months from now, in 3 months from now? What would it look like this time next year by you not betting on yourself, by you not taking action on yourself, by giving into that fear? That you should be scared of. What about consistency? Yeah, consistency is everything. I think it's one of the things, like, look, you got to have discipline. You have to have discipline. Like, no one's going to hold you. You can have, like, a lot of, people talk about just having positive people in your life, and that's true. But you got to have, first of all, you have to have people in your life that keep it real with you, that keep it G, that are going to be honest with you. And you need to have people that will help you to hold yourself accountable. But the number one thing is holding yourself accountable. Like, no one is going to go out there and create success for you. You got to own it yourself. And the only way to do that is to create the habits and to create the actions that are consistent every single day. I was just at my buddy Lewis House's documentary last night. My man has hundreds of podcasts. When in the documentary, he shows when he first started, what that first podcast looked like. It was hilarious. It was just his phone. It was crazy how he started with just his phone, and just like, it was so raw. And I think about my career, like all the times I started. When I look at my first Leaders Create Leaders episode compared to now, when I think about my first business and website compared to GerardAdams.com now, like, it's crazy. So just the thing is like, have the discipline to create the right habits and to start and to do that thing that you love every single day, and there's a compound effect. And over time, trust me, if you're consistent every single day with your habits, watch how that transforms your mindset and your body and your spirit. With your business, watch how the results directly correlate to how much money you have in the bank if you're consistent with showing up for your clients every single day for an entire year. Doing the small things, sacrificing going out and partying and doing the things that most people won't do for a life, sacrificing the short term to have a life that most people only dream of a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. And that's what I've done my entire life is, I've just stayed focused and stayed consistent. How much believing in yourself matters. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. Like, you gotta, it's nice to have people who push you. And I have a great circle of influence, and you need that in your life. But you gotta be your biggest cheerleader, man. You gotta be your biggest fan. You gotta believe in yourself and just completely build yourself up every single day. And that's the hard part for me. Sometimes I doubt, sometimes I get in my own head, and that happens, and that's just me. Like, I have my dark shadow. Some people were responding to my Insta story, and I like the thought of like a dark shadow. I feel like that's an interesting concept for me. And my dark shadow is judgment. You know, sometimes I judge myself, and then I start thinking like I'm not good enough, or I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and I know that's a story, but ultimately, you know, I gotta just remember, man, like I'm Gerard Adams. There's only one of me. There's no other Gerard Adams in the world. I got one shot at this every single day, to be blessed, to thank God, and to push myself forward to be the best Gerard that I can possibly be. You know, to make a difference in everyone's life that comes into my world, for every single person that is on here. So you gotta build yourself back up even when you're knocked down, and you know, it takes strength, you know, and it takes practice, you know, doing the meditation, doing the small things. You know, today is like get back in the gym, you know what I'm saying, like reminding myself like, yo, G, like you got this, bro. And that's the biggest thing. You got to believe in yourself. Ultimately, think about it, when you die, it's you. Like, you have all the people in the world that love you, your family, your friends, your community, your team, everybody. But ultimately, like, it's just your life, you know? So you gotta step into it and recognize, like, you're blessed. You have another day to take ownership of this. So what's the difference between people who actually get results and those who don't? Shit. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is like there's just entrepreneurs and then there's entrepreneurs, right? Like, my whole company is based off of trust, transparency, results, understanding, service, tribe. Like, you got to get results. Like, results don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Like, to me, the best form of marketing is, and when you and even creating a movement, my whole thing is helping leaders to create movements. It's all based on word of mouth. And in order for you to have word of mouth, in order for you to have raving fans, you have to get people results. So that's the number one thing that I think about, is like, so many people want to get rich quick, and, you know, honestly, like, there's no shortcuts to success. Like, you have to dial in mastery, dial in being great at something, like really genuinely be able to get that result in your life, and then being able to then share how to be able to get that result for your clients, for your customers, solving that problem. That's the number one thing. If you can get your clients results, you know, I built a $10 million company by the time I was 24 by word of mouth, because I was great at email marketing, because I was great at storytelling online. And I didn't even really run ads and all that. Like, I had so many people trying to hire me. So I'm telling you right now, focus on getting results, and, you know, you'll build a great business and a great legacy. Hey, Ashley's on here. What's up, boo? What else? 533, that number I found out is a mastery, number of mastery, and master teacher number has been following me everywhere. So let me maybe I'll bring somebody on here so that we can talk a little bit. I've never done that before. I've been thinking about maybe doing that. So who wants to jump on here and let's see, go live. Let's see, maybe I'll bring Isaiah on here. Let's see if Isaiah comes on here. If not, let's see if we get someone else. Yo, good seeing you too, Ethan. Oh, there he is. What's good, Isaiah?
My brother, how you doing, man?
I'm good, homie, bro. Man, I haven't seen you in a long time. Actually,
right.
Not too long ago, the airport, though, I think I saw you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, bro? So, we're talking about adversity, man. So, real quick, I mean, why don't you share with everybody, what's a moment of adversity for you? Like, what was a moment of adversity in your life, and what did you learn from it?
I would say a moment of adversity. Life has been a moment of, my whole life has been a moment of adversity.
Word.
Seriously, because I'm still learning, and I'm still growing still to this day. Just opening up my own business, and then getting involved with that, and running into walls with that. But I learned from that situation was sometimes you have to prepare yourself for some situations, and you might get it too soon, and you're not prepared for it. And I think I got some things too soon, and I didn't have the mindset for it, and I wasn't able to handle that business. So what I did was I went back and I started to, you know, teach myself and learn some things that can help me in the future. Now, so I basically started from ground zero again. From ground zero and started working my way back up. and getting that grind, because I've always had the mentality of working.
Yeah.
I didn't have the mentality of like knowing the numbers. I just knew that I just had to work and just work hard. So I had the work ethic, and I didn't have the smarts to go along with it.
Yeah, I feel you.
So what I did is I went back, and I'm now developing that side of things that go along with the work ethic, because when those two go hand to hand, you know, it can be dangerous.
You know, it's funny what you're talking about, because what it's like, work ethic is everything, right? Like knowing that, like, that you can be dedicated and genuinely put in the work when nobody's looking is everything. But when you talk about preparation, you talk about not being prepared, like, that's the thing, right? Like, you can work I know so many people that work so damn hard every single day, but they're going really fast nowhere, or they're going nowhere, you know, like, because they don't necessarily have the skills buckled down, and they're being super busy. And it's like, I feel you on that, where it's like, sometimes you got to take a step back and recognize, like, yo, instead of being so busy and working so hard, like, do you genuinely know what the plan is? Like, do you genuinely understand the skills? Do you genuinely understand the problem of what it is that you're solving, right? And like, how can you master that? And sometimes it's not just even business, but it's like, it's even yourself, like reevaluating your values, reevaluating, like, what are my habits every single day? What do I value now? What does success really look like for me now? And then who do I need to become in order for me to match that frequency of what I want in my life? Like, if I want a queen, I got to be a king. What do kings do? They don't act like knights anymore. They're not out at the club. They're not popping bottles anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're not flying girls all over the world anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're not wasting money. You want to be wealthy, do what wealthy people do. You know, you're not spending these type of things. So it's like, sometimes people want certain things in life, but they're not becoming the person they need to be in order for them to earn that right. And that's when God will be like, whoa, hold up. You know, like, you ain't ready for that. So let's take a step back and let me see how you are. Because I guarantee, man, like, that's what I feel. I feel like sometimes when I'm down on myself, and I work damn hard. You know that. Everyone, you know, like, I work damn hard. Sometimes I'm just like, if I'm not there yet, that means that I need to become even more of a master. It's an opportunity for me to even master myself even more, do more homework, and be obsessed with just learning how I can become a better Gerard, how I can become, so that when I do achieve that wealth, when I do achieve that love, I'm prepared for it. And, you know, a lot of times I think people just don't act as if they already have it. They want those things. They like the idea of having that success, but they don't act like it now. And that's the reason why you don't have it. So it's like, you got to switch it up, man. Like, you want success, you want to be a multimillionaire, you want to make $1 million this year, or you want to find love, or whatever it is. Like, start being that man or woman now. And that's how you'll be able to then create that abundance in your life and attract that in your life. And I think a lot of people don't look at it that way. But yo, I appreciate you jumping on.
Appreciate you, brother.
I always got
good
you, man. I always got your back. So just reach out anytime, man. When you're out here in LA, come see me, all right?
You already know I will. I was thinking about that earlier today. That's the crazy part.
All right, homie. I'll talk to you soon.
You, man.
Peace. Guys, so Isaiah, he's from Jersey, where I grew up, and I'll never forget, one day I'm throwing a party in a penthouse, right? I had a penthouse with skyline views in New York City, and one day Isaiah comes to my party. I was probably like maybe 24 years old, and someone was like, yo, Isaiah's, you know, he's an R&B singer. He's a businessman, but he also has an amazing voice. He's a singer. So I was like, yo, turn the music down. I was like, if you really can sing, go a cappella. And Isaiah went a cappella in front of the whole party. And I told him if he did that I would hook him up with some singing lessons. And I sent him to some really powerful singing lessons, and we built a friendship. So cool. So I appreciate Isaiah jumping on. Maybe I'll do one more here. Let's see if Bedros will come on. My man Bedros. If you guys saw my podcast, I was on Bedros' podcast recently. We have an interview with Bedros that's going to be coming out shortly. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, what other questions you guys have about resilience? What about adversity? Let's see if he jumps on right now. And this is the cotton candy skies. Absolutely beautiful right now out here. Guys, check this out. We're about to do a sound healing tonight. Sick. Pretty sick. All right, doesn't look like. Gee, when's the meetup? I'm gonna definitely do a meetup soon. Definitely plan on it. I'm gonna probably start doing them both East Coast, West Coast. I want to just do more for the community. That's what I want to do. I want to do more for the community. But I need y'all help. I need y'all help. Let's see here. Let's bring on Raul. Let's see if Raul jumps on here. Raul's been part of the GA squad. Let's see if we can chop it up a little bit on adversity. What is one thing you wish you told your 23-year-old self? 23. Hey, what's good, Raul? Just jumped on. Were you at the gym? We lost him. I would say 23-year-old me. I think what I would really say is to myself was stop trying to prove yourself to everybody else. I think at that time I was so focused on proving everybody wrong and being this underdog that dropped out of college. Everybody thought I was going to fail. And I think everybody was trying to just, knock me down. And I had this like vengeance against the world to prove everybody wrong. And I feel like if I would have known earlier to let go of that and to still have the hunger, but not to have the hunger to prove anybody wrong, but just to be the best, like just to really just, I don't know. I think just to not give up, not really care about what other people think. Ultimately, like don't care necessarily what everyone else thinks, and ultimately just do you. But I'll tell you, when I was 23, it was a good year. That was a really, really good year. And I think one of the things I learned at 23 was how important mentorship was. I had a mentor in my life right around that time, and that's how I became a multimillionaire. I'd be like, keep being the dumbest person in the room. Keep finding people that are smarter than you. Learn from them. Do anything and everything to learn from them and bring value to them. Let go of ego. I love that, Stacy. That's exactly right. Nice. Yes, the Lewis House movie was amazing. Danny, you got to watch it. It was so good. So good. I got a couple clips in there, too, so I was happy about that. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you all just jumping on, chopping it up with me. I thought it was a blessing that God gave me this adversity yesterday and pushed me down. I felt down. It gave me an opportunity to just remind myself, humble myself, let go of my ego again, practice the trust, practice acknowledging the fear, practice continuing to surrender, trust in my timing, trust in, God's plan, and then step into that fear and put in the work, take action, and for me, it was, it's amazing to have all y'all following the journey and being a part of it. And it really opened up some things for me, opened up some opportunities for me to do something about my feelings, like actually do more for the community. So I'm excited to do just that. I do have an event next weekend, guys, the Movement Experience for Leaders Create Leaders. If you're interested in that, DM me Movement, and we'll set up a call to see if you're serious about coming through. And I appreciate you guys for jumping on. Definitely need to be jumping on more live streams, but if you guys are facing any kind of adversity as well, feel free to just reach out to me. I just posted a picture about adversity, so just comment about what you're going through, or comment the word adversity, and I'll DM you. And I appreciate you guys being a part of the journey, supporting me. Get ready for this sound healing that we're doing tonight. I'm hosting a little something at the crib, but I appreciate you guys. Peace.